What's going on, guys? It's Zach back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about growth mindset, what it means, and how to cultivate it. Now, this idea came to me because recently I asked my followers on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, what kind of things do they want to know about mindset? What would be the most helpful? And it was surprising to me how many people came back with just this element of growth. I want to know what it means to cultivate a growth mindset, and I want to know how to do it. Now, you guys, to me, what the concept of growth mindset ties into is what Earl Nightingale talks about in The Strangest Secret Recording, which is his definition of success. And he defines success as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And so I think this really helps to create a healthy idea of what it means to have a growth mindset or a growth mentality, right? It's not something that you just flip a switch and everything changes. It's not something that you just make this decision to become you 2.0 and boom, everything happens. It's something that you have to go through experiences of trial and error in order to get feedback, in order to further optimize. And so this easily ties into what I perceive to be the only way that you really get better at life, which are just those two steps. Number one, reflect, and number two, optimize. Quickly, I want to touch on a point that will help us to better understand all of this stuff, right? And that is that when a lot of people first get onto this self-development journey, whatever it is that they're trying to optimize, be it their physical health, be it their sense of, well-being emotionally, or just that state of, mental empowerment, knowing that they really are in control of their existence, a lot of the time what happens is they'll start to adopt all of these habits, meditating, journaling, meal prepping, all of these really high-level skills that really do help to improve a person's life. However, they adopt so many of them, and they put so much importance on them that it actually starts to hold them back. The way that you can recognize it is this, right? When you have this massive spike in, emotional energy, feel-good energy almost, sense of purpose, there has to be a subsequent fall. Right, and so they're kind of like riding this massive roller coaster of need to make things happen, and having all of this purpose, but then they start to get really burnt out really quick because they're not seeing these massive results, and so it kind of looks like this big roller coaster of movement within their life. Before anybody dives really deep into the nature of self-development and self-improvement, I would suggest that they recognize that rather than going in with this perception that something is wrong and needs to be fixed, you look at it as though you are doing this for yourself because you really genuinely love yourself. And when you can look at it like that, you start to realize that it's more about the feeling of self-love. It's more about the intention of self-love than it really is about improving anything. You're just trying to find a healthier state of being for yourself, and you realize that self-improvement is probably one of the best ways to do that. And while all these habits really are extremely powerful, they're simply tools, and simply racking your tool belt is not going to, get the job done faster. The construction worker, I guess, has to be somebody that really is in line with what it is that they want. Simple skills like defining what it is that you want, getting good at setting intentions. And I have a course out on this. You can learn more about it below, but it does help you to set these really basic frameworks that will help your life overall improve by creating a personalized strategy that you can follow and is easy to follow. That all being said, the first thing that I want to caution anybody is when they start on this journey is don't look at yourself as broken. Look at yourself as somebody that you are excited to improve, that you're excited to see what your capabilities are, and look at it more as a game, because it is not that serious, you guys. All of life kind of is a game, and if you can look at it more as a plaything, something that you're enjoying, something that you're kind of like toying around with, it becomes a lot more manageable, and you start to see a lot more opportunities rather than coming at this self-development journey from a place of desperation, angst. I need to make something happen or else I'm screwed. Because at the end of the day, guys, what you put out is going to come back. And so if you put that desperate energy out, you're going to see progress, but you're going to see progress in a way that is chunky, kind of, thrilling in a way, but thrilling in a scary way that is going to leave you constantly feeling despondent and just not in control. And that's not what you want at all. So if cultivating a growth mindset really is as simple as reflecting and then optimizing, what's the best way to do this? Well, the first step is really to become very intentional with what it is that you want to create. A lot of people will come into this with all of these kind of ambiguous ideas of what they want to create, and they have lots of ideas and a lot of input from the external world on what would help them to do this, and they start to get overwhelmed, right? They're absorbing huge amounts of philosophy, all of these different teachers from all of these different schools of thought, huge amounts of techniques, all of these, morning routines, evening routines, diets, fitness strategies, productivity rituals, all of these different things, right, that all work, but when you start to overload yourself with them, none of them are going to work, right? And so what I recommend is obviously, number one, set your intention, be very clear about what outcomes you want to create, and you can backtrack, right? Set big goals, but then backtrack those goals of what kind of shorter time frames would look like in your most ideal situation. But then don't overwhelm yourself, right? Realize that all of these philosophies, all of these techniques work. And as long as you stick with one and really see it all the way through to a place where you have at least some degree of grasp over it and enough to really understand, is this something that I want to stick with for the rest of my life or not? And use that framework, because if you can frame something as though this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, it really starts to take root as though, hey, this is maintainable for me or it is not maintainable whatsoever and I need to move on and find something a little bit better. This is your journey. All of this stuff works and it can all be personalized, and so try it. Don't go absorbing tons and tons of different things and try to apply them all at one time. Apply one thing to the best of your ability. Do it in a way so you can change it up and personalize it so it really fits with your lifestyle. Once you get used to going out and taking deliberate action like this, you start to really understand the power of reflection, right? Looking at the actions that you've taken, realizing what's worked, what hasn't worked, and then optimizing from there. That's how we take a very simple approach and make it something that is absolutely transformational, right? Finally, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Accountability is really one of the 3 major pillars that I talk about as being necessary for a person to progress in their life. And so if you're looking for that extra helping hand, there's links below. You can sign up for coaching with me. We'll create a strategy to help you realize your visions and then create a habit strategy to align with that version of yourself. Like I said, link is below to sign up for a consultation, absolutely free. But ultimately, my friends, realize that it is as simple as just creating your intentions, taking action, reflecting on those actions, and then optimizing it from there. I hope this was helpful, you guys. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little notification bell so you know my videos come out. As always, let me know in the comments if you have any questions or you want to see any specific video topics in the future, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Much love.